Hello, I'm Lauren, and this is Improving the World. I'm an international improviser based in Hong Kong, and I talk to amazing women of improv all over the world. Today, I talk to Monica Gaga. Yes, it's her real name. Yes, I'm jealous. Monica is based in London, and she started off doing jams and now is teaching, hosting, improvising with a group, and also doing a Twoprov. We talk about that journey and how she went from just giving it a go to having it be something that she does all the time and passionately loves. I hope that you enjoy. Hello, Monica.
Hello, Lauren. Thank you for having me in your computer.
I'm so happy to have you here. Today, we're going to talk about how you got into improv and how it became more pervasive in your life. It really bleeds into many different things. First things first, how did you end up learning about improv? Tell me what that was like.
At the beginning, I did a lot of improv in youth theatre. Didn't even realise that was what it was. Had a really, really great time. Went to Second City, studied, and then I went to drama school, and there was no improv in the sense of how I saw it before. It wasn't really mentioned. Some slight aspects of it, but it was just touching upon it. And then I was doing a kids show, and the person I was doing the kids show with said to me, "Hey, I'm in this improv group. Would you like to come play with us?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, I've spent like 3 years at drama school and we haven't really done that. And I remember enjoying it so much. So I got into that, doing lots of improv, and then it started to patter down a little bit. In this time also, I was in a relationship and was going through the processes of getting married. That relationship then all of a sudden just stopped. As you do when you have a big part of your life taken away, you sometimes go, cool, let me work on myself. And what do I love? I love improv.
When a big part of your life goes away, you just go, cool. Well, I didn't need that leg. That's fine. Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm just like, cool, I'm taking this in. Yeah. Jams were really a lifeline for me. I love the fact that there was no pressure. But sometimes I feel a lot of pressure. There's lots of things going on. You've got to do this thing, you've got to do that thing. You feel like, oh, if I don't go, I'm going to let that person down so much. Even though for me, in reality, my good friends are the ones I can go, I know we planned this, but I just don't want to come anymore. And they're like, yeah, cool. All's good. Yeah. So going to a jam, you can just rock up on your own. At the beginning of the week, you might plan on Monday, I'm going to go to Duck Duck Goose in Brixton. It's on every Monday. I'm going to go and jam there. It gets to it, work or life's a heavy day, and I just don't get to it, and that's fine. But I did get to it quite a lot, and it was just great to find that community and that fun. And with some jams, you get to see other improv shows as well. So if you love improv and you want to do more of it, watch more of it, because I think that's a great way to nourish your improv soul, just to take in as much as you can to find out what is your vibe and what else is going on.
So you were at a jam and you were just kind of like hanging out, seeing what was going on. And then now, what kind of improv do you do?
So now my improv life is very, very full. It's hosting once or twice a week at Hoopla Improv, teaching improv. There might be some courses, again, for Hoopla Improv in London. They're beginner or their performance courses. For some people, it might be the first time they've ever performed on stage. They've never done any school plays or anything like that. And they're doing improv comedy in front of their friends, and also people that just come to see the show as well. One-off workshops to do with female identifying improvisers, or people of colour with improv and diversity, and performing in my Twoprov group, Derek's Mojo, where we do a mixture of short form and long form hybrid. It might be short form games with Do the Right Scene, London's first all black improv group, or it might be the case of doing narrative work with a couple of other groups that I sometimes guesting.
It sounds like you went to the improv buffet and you're like, I'll have one of everything.
Definitely.
If you're hosting a show, are you like trying to be funny and doing stand-up, or are you just facilitating the relationship and getting offers? What do you do as the host?
The way that I host, I come from a background of performance and improv as opposed to stand-up. I definitely see it as a party that I'm inviting everyone into. I want to make sure everyone's comfortable, everyone's got a chair, everyone's having a really good time. I'm welcoming them into my space, but I want them to share in the fun. And I'm very much in saying what I'm feeling. If something weird happens, let's just name what's going on. These are the things that are going on. I think this will be fun. Hopefully you think it's going to be fun too. Whatever comes into my mind, and I feel like, oh, this will be joyful, is what I like to deliver.
For anyone who doesn't know about the London improv scene, it's really been growing. What does it look like now?
There's a lot happening. Let's start from shooting to the stars. There are improv shows in the West End. There are improv shows on main stages. People that aren't friends or family or die-hard improv fans are going to see improv. They're going to see the storytelling, the music, songs, and the fantasticness. They're going to say, that's not improvised. The performers are going, we don't care. It's fun. And then the audience goes, yeah, we don't care. It's fun. It is improvised, but like, we don't care.
Isn't that the biggest compliment, by the way, as an improviser, when someone thinks it wasn't improvised, right? That's really touches our souls, doesn't it?
It's like fantastic. I'm glad that you didn't think it was. There are loads of different workshops and classes, all different aspects of improv, shows, retreats in the countryside or in central London, loads of online shows, podcasts, and then we have lots of jams for anyone to turn up, really. That's how I started off. You don't have to be with anyone, you don't have to make any plans. If you don't want to turn up, you don't have to. A lot of jams are free as well. Your name might be put on a list or in a hat. Pull it out. You'll be improvising with someone that you might have never met before. But if you go to a jam for long enough, you will start to make friends because you'll see the same faces. And even though there's a lot going on in London, there is still a sense of family and a sense of belonging. Take it in.
Sounds fantastically overwhelming for me, but I'm a giant improv nerd. So tell me a little bit about the Twoprov that you mentioned, where you're doing short and long form mixture. I think that for people who haven't done solo or Twoprov, maybe their solo experience is about starting a scene or some monologuing, or a Twoprov experience for someone might solely have been that they've done a two-person scene. What does it mean to do a full show where it's just two people? Because I feel like that's kind of the other end of the spectrum of a jam, because a jam is really like everyone comes in, you do a little piece of it, you watch, it's just this totally joyous, light, easy thing. And then when you're doing a show and there's two people, it is still light and joyous, hopefully, but it's just two of you and it's all about you. So what does that look like for you doing a Twoprov?
Thank you. I've never thought of it that way, but yes, I suppose it is going from two extremes of just being like, I'll just do a little bit and then sit down and take in the atmosphere. My Twoprov is called Derek's Mojo. I think initially a lot of people may find doing Twoprov really scary because you're like, oh, for want of a better term, you've got nothing to hide behind. It's just you two there. But my Twoprov partner, Jodie Ann, I just like as a person, even outside of improv anyway, a friendship, a lot of love there for her as part of my chosen family. What makes Twoprov work for me is I've found somebody that I just love hanging out with. Even if we go for a rehearsal and there's only two of us and we're like, do you know what? Life has got us, not today, no improv, but we can just sit and chat. It's about wanting to be on stage with that person, being just so excited by all the gifts they give you and weaving that story together. If anyone's a bit like, oh, I'm not sure if I like this, find a person you like, think about the aspects of improv that you like, and then just workshop it. Do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, do 15 minutes. You build yourself up and you'll see what the nature of your beast is going to be. But there's two of you, so like, you don't have to have millions of votes and doodle polls. It's, get together with someone that you like and just do it.
Oh my God, hashtag that's so improv. Yes, let's all vote. We need a majority vote. We need everyone's voice is heard at the table. We're all creative. Let's talk about it for 3 hours.
Exactly. And when it's just two of you, all that just goes, hey, should we do this? Yep, cool, let's go.
Although I do love the idea of an improv scene where two people are trying to do decision making and they constantly have votes and they do doodles. What you said about finding someone that brings you joy and who you're a friend with is so important in group work. The best improv that I've ever done is with the people who I care for the most and I know will support me the most. And having that friendship then come into the improv space, I truly know that I will be supported and that I can trust them and vice versa. If there's only two of you on stage, you truly need to make sure that that person is someone who you know has your back and therefore you have theirs. Tell me how improv does fit into the other parts of your life.
I feel like because I'm a youth worker, even just the improv games, they work really well when I'm doing group work. They work really well when you're going on a trip, but the coach is late. So you're like, let's all just do something. It works really well to be able to, that sense of play makes you more open as a communicator. And for me, I work with at-risk youth and their families. So just being able to open and play is just so important. And I think also really helps me to like, not just grow because you're continually growing, but that accepting of using failure as a springboard into a different type of success that maybe you wasn't initially going for, but being able to go, do you know what, you don't have to get it right every single time because that's done. If you don't follow something through, how can you then be diverted by somebody else to what you eventually come to and go, yeah, this is the final product, or this is the journey to have a final product. I think I'm quite an outspoken person anyway, but I feel like improv helps me be more open to others and ensure that other people's voices are heard, but also assert my own.
I love that. Yeah, I haven't really thought about how improv helps me with my voice. I always think about it as helping me with my interactions and the language and yes-anding and everything from a boardroom context to relationships and conversations. I love that it's also helping me with my voice. You know, you mentioned how big the improv scene is in London. It sounds so pervasive and utterly amazing. You are an improviser, shall we say, on the side or in balance with the other things that you do. Can one in the London scene or outside of Hollywood really make a living doing improv? Do you have to choose to have it be passion on the side? What do you think?
Improv started off with being a hobby, turning as a passion and definitely bridging it into being a profession. Improv sometimes has to take a sideline because I'm working full time. My job at times can be really full on. So I need to think of, I've been given this opportunity to do this workshop or to do this show, but actually can I fit it in with my working hours? Sometimes I have to say no and I have to turn down opportunities because I've made a commitment. But people are making money out of improv with anything, especially when you're self-employed or you're in the creative art industry. It's hard work. People can be doing corporate work, improv in business or personal development, which will have a higher revenue. You might be teaching people that are like really cool comedians and performers come from improv. So let me give that a go. You could be producing and putting on shows. There's an opportunity to have revenue there. But I feel like if anyone wants to make the bridge from whatever work they're doing now into using improv as their full-time revenue, you need to really think, one, have I got the cushion behind me if things don't go that great, to be like, oh, okay, we've had a slow month this month, so it's fine because I've got a little cushion elsewhere. And also you've got to start those streams of income before you jump into it 100%, because you might be like, do you know what, I'm teaching one day a week, but really one time a week for maybe this school, another school, but also you're doing workshops for business and corporate. Also you've got shows going on, remembering that you can still be an improviser, but you're also a practitioner. I feel like I can't come from a place where I go, give up your jobs, because I'm not there yet. People do make money out of improv. Start making those revenue streams, especially if you've got that passion for improv, the joy of going to work. I don't even see it as work. I just see it as like a joyous journey, introducing people to improv. I love it so much.
You mentioned that you do, I mean, and I guess you don't have to choose. This doesn't have to be Sophie's choice. Hosting, teaching workshops, Twoprov stuff, group work. What for you is the stuff that really isn't work?
I would probably say at the moment hosting. I didn't even realise I would love hosting as much until I was given the opportunity. This is the show that we're seeing. I'm turning it on now. Watch it, isn't it fun? And then the break comes. I just get to lead the chat. No pressure at all when it comes to hosting. I still love improv and I don't see it as work in that sense, but your mind is still working. You need to be turned on for 2 hours. I find when I'm hosting, you're on stage, you've got that rush of energy. You come off and then you're just sitting watching the show.
The group work that you're doing, is there anything that you want to say about that group?
Do the Right Scene is London's first all-black improv group. They put on a monthly show called Special Delivery for all people of colour. The other section of that is we have Crash Landing. The whole show is just people of colour. So we have Do the Right Scene, that's our group, all black improvisers. Special Delivery, we invite guests, people of colour improvisers to perform with us. And then Crash Landing is for those people that are just stepping into improv or are trying improv for the first time. We give them a workshop before our show, and then they get to be in the show straight away. You go from workshop to stage in one evening. It's so, so joyful, and that's what I love about improv, the way that it just lights people up and they found something, be it the joy of just performing or the joy of having that sense of belonging. I feel like all the things that I'm involved in, but especially Do the Right Scene, it really gives a home for another face of improv, because sometimes you can see a lot of awesome improv, but it can also look the same. And then if you don't look like that, or you don't fit into that mold, you think, is it really for me? Or I enjoy it, but it's not really for me. It's not my jam. Do the Right Scene is a step in the right direction, I feel, for being like, oh, okay, there we go. There's people like me doing improv and I feel at home.
So if people want to come and see you, throw money at you, hang out, take a workshop from you, how should people find you?
I have a website, monicagaga.com, and on there is all the different groups I'm in, all my show dates. You also see some non-improv stuff, like some stuff I did for the BBC. Go on there and have a little snoop. I've also got a resources page because I love improv so much and I just want to share it with as many people as possible. That's not everything in London, but it's the things that I've experienced or other people have said to me, this is so awesome. And I'm like, you're awesome, so I can concur that it will be awesome. And I put it on my website so people can get into improv.
That's so kind of you. I love that. So, Monica, to wrap us up, any words of wisdom?
Give it a go. Just give it a go. The thing that's holding you back is probably yourself and all the other possibilities of things that might happen. Just give it a go. Imagine if you fall in love with it. Imagine all the different possibilities. You're going to see so much improv and take in as much as you can or you wish to take in. But remember, just because something is popular or something is loved by so many other people doesn't mean you have to love it. You might find a different side of improv and you're like, oh, a lot of people aren't doing these serious plays, but I want to do that. Make that your jam.
Well, thank you so very much. I really appreciate your time and your energy and your sharing of your story. I'm Lauren. This is Improving the World. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, so did you love it? If you did, please say kind and beautiful things down below and look out for more Improving the World episodes where I talk to amazing women of improv all over.